Consider the eternal tragedy of his life. A genius reduced to obscurity by the likes of Edison.
Okay,
he
mention
envisioned
Edison,
a world
but...
of free energy only to confront the greed and pettiness of societal systems. Yet is not his story a profound
Victoria is like a
critique of our
proud
collective
anti-capitalist,
failure
is going to
to
keep
protect
talking about
visionaries.
that. Meanwhile,
Misfortune
Tony's
of
just
my
like,
own, I
hey,
once
Genghis
witnessed
Khan
the
fucked a lot of
unrecognized
people!
brilliance of
Like,
old
he just
acquaintance
doesn't
who
care.
proposed breathtaking theories only to be buried under bureaucratic futility. A
That's my
travesty
girl,
indeed.
yeah.
Tesla, this beacon of innovative brilliance, thwarted by sheer greed. Can you imagine the world had his visions prevailed? Yet speaking of underappreciated visionaries, have you heard about Hedy Lamarr?
Interesting.
An
Kind of a
actress
wild
and an
card.
inventor, she co-developed a frequency hopping system that paved the way for modern Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Isn't that absolutely astounding? Imagine her putting on a brilliant movie and then solving
Hedy
top
Lamarr.
secret communications in your spare time.
That's a good one.
Wow!
Hedy Lamarr indeed. Yet Oswald, can't you see how her story explores the pervasive gender biases of her time? A woman of such intellectual vigour reduced to a pretty face in a society unwilling to accept female genius.
Damn, Victoria's cooking.
Her frequency hopping spread spectrum.
Tony's gonna pop in and be like, yeah, Napoleon fucked a lot of women. Like, he's just gonna ruin the mood. Tony is gonna fucking annihilate any degree of sophistication here.
How many other luminous minds were dimmed by the prejudices of history? Can the true weight of influence ever be recognized within a single lifetime if society itself is so myopic?
Myopic?
Good
God damn.
heavens, Victoria, you're absolutely
Okay,
right.
Tony
The
is just
vast
like,
injustices of
you
history
can tell
are
he's just like
shocking.
fuming.
It just makes me
He's
wonder
just like
about
waiting
all
for
the
his
untold
chance to
tales of
just
brilliance
scream
buried
about
by bias.
how fucking sick
Speaking of mind
Jesus Christ was.
What about Benjamin Franklin?
I knew Ben Franklin would be on there.
Founding father, folks. He
Ben
was a
Franklin was
printer,
super
inventor,
influential.
Diplomat, and even founded the first public library.
Enough with the kite flying, Oswald. Benny Franklin, the man who fried himself with lightning and somehow became a national hero. My cousin Joey does the same every 4th of July with fireworks, and nobody's handing him a Nobel Prize. Let's get real
Joey.
here.
Okay,
how
Tony.
about Giuseppe Garibaldi?
Ooh.
He was practically the George Clooney of his time, unifying Italy with a bunch of revolutionaries. And damn it,
George
someone
Clooney
get
of
me a
his
pizza
time.
while I'm schooling
I think
you
George
fools.
Clooney has contributed slightly
Tony,
less to the world.
Language. We must uphold the purity of our
Yeah,
discourse.
Tony,
But oh,
Jesus.
Giuseppe Garibaldi, what an exhilarating choice. The man sailed the seas, fought in multiple continents, and united Italy like a true adventurer. Speaking of charismatic leaders, have you ever
Joan
thought
of
about
Arc.
Joan of Arc?
Somebody said
A
Joan of Arc,
teenage
and I
girl
didn't-
who led
Oh.
armies and changed the
I
course
should've put
of
her in.
history. Can you imagine? At 17, I was trying to figure out algebra, not command an entire nation's military.
Our Joan of Arc, a figure immersed in divine conviction and youthful valor.
I know a bunch of people said Joan
Have
of
we
Arc.
ever truly examined
I thought
the
Cleopatra would
paradox
get
of
hit
her
first.
existence?
I thought Cleopatra
Burned
was
at
a
the
way
stake
safer
for
bet.
heresy, then sanctified as a martyr and saint. How does society reconcile such hypocrisy?
Oswald is a king, keeps bringing
Her
up
influence
incredible
transcends
historical
mere
women. Yeah.
military victories.
Oswald
She
and
embodies
Victoria
the
are just like
existential
hitting
struggle
great figures.
against institutional oppression. I recall a distant cousin of mine
Oh, new cousin
similarly
dropped.
misunderstood and sacrificed on the altar of societal norms, an unceasing reminder of the brutal dance between faith and fate.
Oh, Joan of Arc, the old teenage military
He's gonna talk
prodigy.
shit about Joan of Arc.
Yeah, her
No,
fiery
Tony.
end was quite the BBQ,
No,
huh?
Tony,
Let's talk
Tony,
Napoleon
it's-
Bonaparte.
Okay,
Another
Napoleon.
guy struck down by an English beef. My Uncle Tony, the real king of New York, swore Napoleon was a lad
a
from
new
Staten
new
Island
Tony
who
drop.
just wanted some decent cannoli. He's more influential than a fella who made people chase his tiny self across half of Europe.
Okay, Tony's all about the
Napoleon
bros.
Bonaparte, yes, an incredible strategist.
Tony's dropping
But you know, he once
Caesar,
wrote a
Genghis Khan,
romance novel
Napoleon.
called
Everybody else is
Clisson
like
et Eugenie.
Everybody else is like
Imagine being a military genius,
incredible
an aspiring
historical
novelist,
female figures.
All in one. Let's leap over to another
Oswald, what do
mind-boggling
you got?
personality. Marie Curie!
Oh!
This powerhouse not only
Oswald's dropping all
discovered radium
sorts.
and polonium, but carried around
Damn, Oswald's
radioactive
refined,
isotopes in her
man.
pockets. Can you believe her dedication?
Marie Curie, indeed, lugging around deadly material like it would spare
He's
change.
just talking
Real
shit.
smart, Oswald. A truly glowing
All of
endorsement of her intelligence. But let's not forget Vladimir
Tony.
Lenin, who transformed the face
Oh,
of Russia
Lenin
and
shit.
gave us all the joys
You guys
of
were
Cold
saying
War
that.
paranoia. Probably got his revolution tips
I
from my
thought
cousin
Marx-
Nikki, who once convinced
New cousin
half
just
of
dropped.
Brooklyn that pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
Ah, Lenin, an architect of revolution
Marx.
wielding
Marxist.
Marxist visions with
That counts, that counts, that
authoritarian
counts, that counts.
ruthlessness.
That counts for Marx.
But Tony, how does one
Right?
measure influence
Marxism
tainted by
counts.
oppression
That
and
counts.
eventual despotism?
Victoria expands
The
on
Bolshevik
Tony,
uprising
and it
shattered
counts.
the old world
That
order,
should count.
yet plunged a nation into brutal purges
I feel
and
like
famine.
I think that counts. Quick vote.
Lenin, a storm of ideology and upheaval. But oh, the weight of influence steeped in such duality. Shifting gears. What about Cleopatra?
Holy shit!
That mesmerizing polarizing queen who captivated not
Okay,
one but two
we're
Roman
not-
leaders.
we're not counting
Imagine
Mark's-
the sheer force of personality.
But
and
Cleopatra
intellect
just
needed
dropped,
to steer an ancient
which means all
civilization
they need is
while
Isaac
wrapped
Newton,
in waves
and
of
they knock
political
out a bingo in like
intrigue
10 minutes.
and
That's
romance.
crazy.
She even spoke multiple languages. Truly a dynamo.
Dude,
of
this
ancient
is like
times.
world record time.
Isn't history
This is
just
maybe like
dazzling?
a world record. Okay, holy shit.
Cleopatra, huh? The original drama queen of the
Don't
Nile.
talk shit
She
about-
was basically the Kardashian of ancient times, only with fewer Instagram selfies and more
That is a-
snake anti-venom.
that is a
My
bit of
Aunt
a-
Rosa
okay.
says Cleopatra once tried to negotiate peace terms by offering Caesar a lifetime supply of falafel. Where's that in the history books? That influenced the... Sure, but let's face it.
Okay.
She ultimately lost because she bet on the wrong Roman horse.
Tony, you're killing me here.
Okay.
Cleopatra the Kardashian. Unbelievable.
Oswald
But
and
speaking
Victoria
of crossing
are
paths
so
with
refined.
history, have you ever heard about Nicola Machiavelli?
Machiavelli?
His book,
Interesting.
The Prince, practically wrote the playbook for political power, so
Okay.
cunning and
Oswald and
revolutionary.
Victoria are
Imagine
going for
navigating the
refined
complex
picks.
web of Renaissance politics with sheer intellect.
But I think all three of
and
them
did you know
could
he
pick
once
Newton.
worked as a clerk before
I think-
rising to become
I think
a
Newton's
top
on the board
advisor?
for any of them.
Astounding climb to influence.
Ah, Machiavelli, the patron saint of backstabbers and office
Okay,
politics.
last him.
His
I see,
ends
they might drop
justify
bingo.
the means. Philosophy is practically the cornerstone of New York business ethics. My cousin
Yes!
Rico swears he found Machiavelli's notes scribbled on a napkin at Mama
Yeah.
Lucia's pizzeria,
New cousin
right
drop.
next to the special cheese blend
Yeah.
recipe.